All right, people, what the hell is going on? I'm getting into the 46 update here on Xbox NA. Been playing it for a couple days. It's okay. Uh, about the same as any other update they had, as far as I'm concerned. But we did get the update with the subclassing and stuff here on the console. Still got some other shit coming up next week, I think, with some add-ons that they're gonna be adding to the game. So I'll figure that shit out next week if they have anything that I even want to fuck with. And like I say, I like the update, but one thing I noticed with this update, is that all I do is run dungeons. I don't do trials and no shit like that. I don't go around the PvP. I don't fuck PvP. And you can take PvP out the fucking game, I wouldn't miss it. I'll tell you that. But I do run dungeons. Veteran dungeons, not so much. But now that might change a little bit. Since I'm one of them motherfuckers that get carried through dungeons. I ain't gonna even lie. Because even more so now, even though my character is capable, the way shit is now, you know, you run through a dungeon, especially random dungeons and shit like that, like I usually run, because I don't run in groups and nothing like that. Everything I do is random. Everybody trying to, measure their stick. Everybody trying to measure their stick. So everybody want to go in there and show off how much damage they can do. All I got to do is just run behind them until the end of the dungeon and it's complete. That's it. I ain't got to do shit. I really don't. I gotta self-heal every once in a while because, most of the time it ain't no healer, ain't no tank. So, all I got to do is just follow behind these people, let them kill everything, complete the dungeon. I get my little bonus shit or whatever the fuck, and then, that's it. And mission complete. That's all I got to do. I don't have to go through wasting my, using up all my little potions and, fucking up my armor and, draining my weapon of charge. I ain't got to do none of that. I just follow these three motherfuckers behind me that want to show everybody how bad they is. But now, because that it's like that for a lot. It ain't like that on every dungeon, just most of them. Most of them. It's a little bit different when you go in veteran mode, because people play more team orientated in there. But man, that update hit, subclassing hit, everybody got they shit how they want it, and then boom, man, they burning down these bosses. Unless the damn boss has a mechanic to where you just can't burn it down in 5 seconds. I mean, literally 5 seconds, boom, boss is done. And you expect that on some of the lower level beginner, the first dungeons you get into and stuff like that. But man, they run because they got the other bosses. They start to make these little bosses where they all over the place. They moving. You gotta, they got mechanics where the boss is either shielded or disappears off the map altogether. You gotta kill the ads or do this, that, and the other before you can even hit the boss again and all the other shit. Besides that, if that motherfucker boss is just gonna sit there, he done. 5 seconds, he out of there. And I'm just like, God damn. And I noticed that right when that motherfucker hit, right when that update hit, I started running dungeons, and it was a big ass difference. Big ass difference. I'm like, man, I ain't got it. And I mean, it's like I struggle to get a hit in on mobs. I struggle to get a hit in on mobs. All I want to do is just bloop, get a hit in on mobs to make it feel like I'm actually doing something. I was going through Lair Marsalok today. They were killing enemies so fast that I wasn't even getting drops on the mobs. That's how fast they was killing enemies. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm vision impaired, for y'all that don't know. And, you know, when I'm going through dungeons, even though I've been playing this game since day one, all these dungeons you think I would know by hand, and even don't even talk about the new ones, I have to follow the group. You know what I'm saying? I can't just, I'm not the one running off, you know, unless we in fucking one of the first 3 or 4 dungeons where, you know, it's just boop, you just go. Not even bandit sales. I can't even doing bandit sales. I'll get turned around and bandit sales. But everything else, whoop, you know what I'm saying? It's a straight fucking line. You go here, you can't go nowhere else, blah, blah. Everything else, sometimes it's just like, I don't know where to fucking go. I just don't. I don't know where to fucking go. So I have to follow the group. I follow the group. You know, I'm not like miles behind a lot of the times, unless I'm doing some shit over here, which I will do. I mean, I will do that. I am not beyond just getting pulled into the goddamn boss fight. Depending on how the group is. If the group is just like, okay, we all finna try to show how big our dicks are. We finna just blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna bother with it. I'll sit and just get pulled into the boss fight. And then I boop boop get a couple of hits in on the boss. They won't even notice that. I mean, they don't even notice that I'm not there. Like, for real. I was like, that's less stress on me. Less stress on me. I get my mission complete, my little undaunted key or my little daily bonus for a random dungeon, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I get that done. Less work on me. I get pulled into the goddamn dungeon. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck ever. You can have it. Let y'all go in there and show off and all this other stuff, and we be just goddamn fine. But it's like they burn down the bosses so fast now. It's just like, man, woo, they gon' something is gonna happen real soon. You know what I'm saying? Something is gonna happen real soon. Because you already, if you watch any goddamn ESO videos, you get that, you know, everybody talk about power creep, and then they start talking about players kind of wanting the overland, the regular game to be a little bit more difficult and all this other shit. I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? If the game is too goddamn easy for you, you need to stay over there where the hard shit is. You stay in your little hard mode dungeons. You stay in your little hard mode trials. You stay over there. Don't come try to ruin this shit for everybody else. Because everybody can't solo world bosses. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't solo world bosses. Everybody can't solo dungeons. Everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So the game ain't too easy for everybody. That is the loud minority saying that shit. It ain't too easy for everybody. Some people just want to play the game, enjoy themselves, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have this turn the whole game into Dark Souls. You know what I'm saying? If you want something hard, Dark Souls is not even a very hard game. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't. I watched some very, very bad people beat Dark Souls. So yeah, they're a lot worse than I am, and I'm not very good at the game of goddamn self. And I beat 2 out of the 3 Dark Souls games. I didn't beat Dark Souls 3. Not because I can't beat it. The game gets a little, you know, once you get like past a certain point, profane capital and blah, 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 and all that, the enemies get all creepy, and I'm just like, I don't want to see all that. It grosses me out. I don't want to play this shit no more. You done passed my creep factor. Anyway, I got my build on here. Since the subclassing came, so I got the build. I got my build made, and like I said, I am a casual player. I play the game how I want to play it. I build my character how I want to build it. I don't care about the meta. I don't care about what other people think you should do or how the right way to play the game is and all this other stuff. I don't care. I play the game how I want to play it, and it is. I use my skills as needed. Now, I've been playing the game since day one, so don't get me twisted. I know about the game. I know how people think you should do shit. And I know how to play if I find myself in a dungeon with a certain group. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to do that. Me, how I play in regular dungeons is not how I play in veteran dungeons. If I play in regular dungeons, I'm just all over the place doing what the fuck ever. If I'm in a veteran dungeon, I'm in the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the line. If you don't know what the line is, it's generally you got the tank that's generally trying to hold the boss, and then you are generally behind the boss, the 2 DPS in between the boss and the healer. That's generally where you want to be until shit start popping up on the floor. You get out the fucking way and you try to get back generally in that area so the healer can keep healing you and the tank can keep you in range for whatever he's giving you, and all that. You stay in the group, you know what I'm saying, in the vicinity of each other as best you can. So you stay in the line. You know, you stay in the line. It works. It works. So I know how people think you should play the game. You know what I'm saying? But just generally, I play the game how the fuck I want to play. I'm not fuck a middle. But I got my base class is a warden. My base class is a warden. It's Frost Mage. And I keep everything Frost. I keep everything Frost. I ain't got no Frost Mage with this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 which technically is a lie because I'm a Frost Mage, but I got a little bit of every damage type. You know what I'm saying? Just for being able to cover all my goddamn bases. So I got a Frost Mage. I got my base skill line is the Winter's Revenge. I think that's it. Is it Winter's Embrace or Winter's Revenge? I forget. Let me look and see since I got this shit up here. I don't be remembering all this shit. Winter's Embrace. Yeah, Winter's Embrace is my base skill line. And then I got the Grave Lord. And then I have the Arcanist. So I got Warden, Necromancer, Arcanist. And I got it like that for this reason right here. I wasn't trying to really optimize my class, but it turns out that's how I was going to have to go anyway. But since I say it's all Frost. If I want Frost Mage, I want Frost damage, goddammit. So, I got, the only thing I got off of Winter's Embrace is the heal. Only thing I got off of that is the heal. I got the passives. Because you get your little defensive bonuses and offensive bonuses from false damage and all that other stuff in your passives, your passives on Winter's Embrace. I got the Polar Wind. I didn't get the opposite one because if you need to heal and it's an enemy near you, it's not gonna fucking heal you. So I got the Polar Wind as my heal. And for Grave Lord, I got Frozen Colossus, of course. Actually, is it Frozen Glacial? Well, it's the same, Glacial Colossus. And Unnerving Boneyard. Frost damage, both of those. You know what I'm saying? And plus I got how many of these I got? I got three out of the 4 passives. The first passive I don't got, I can't read the shit right now. But the first one doesn't apply to anything that I use. It applies to the pets, the little pets that you summon or whatever. I don't use those. So everything else I got. And then we got Herald of the Tome. I got the ultimate for this that I probably won't ever use, but I had to use the ultimate as I was leveling it up so I can have a couple of those skills on the bar to help my shit level up faster. You know, while I was leveling it up. But I got the only skill I got off of here is tentacular dread. That's the little squid arm thing, you know what I'm saying? That does frost damage. And it's an execute, which the warden class doesn't have. And this area effect, hit a bunch of enemies with it. And then I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 out of the 4 passives on this one. I think the first one I don't have on this one too, because it don't apply to nothing I use in this build. So that's my build. What else do I got? I got the meteor, because I'll rotate my. I got my skills, so all my skills. I use the Oaken Soul ring. So this is a 1 bar build. So I got all my classes on my build on my bar, and then so I get all my passives, and I got the destruction staff, unstable wall of elements. So that's all. I got everything that I do while I'm playing the game. Me personally, I got everything that I do covered with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Some people might, yeah, but it's whatever. I got 2 ultimates that do frost damage. I got Ice Comet, and I got Frozen Colossus. So it's all frost. Now, as far as my gear, let me go to my gear so I can show y'all what I'm running. And this is where a little bit of variety comes in with my gear. And my poor little thing is not charged. Let me charge that up right quick. Now I have I just charged this. What the hell? There we go. All right, so I have if I can stay in my damn inventory, I got the Maelstrom's Ice Staff. I got the Maelstrom's Ice Staff. Now, just tell y'all right up front, I play this game for the spectacle of it. You know what I'm saying? I play the game for the spectacle of it. When I do shit, I like to see stuff happen. I've run those stat builds where, you know, your character ain't got no procs or nothing. Well, it might have a proc, but none of the flashy shit, no hungers popping out, nothing flying across the screen, nothing blowing up and all that shit. Yeah, I've ran some builds like that. That shit is kind of boring to me. When I do a skill or proc something or do some shit like that, I want to see something fucking happen. So that's how I run my goddamn build for the most part. So I have the Maelstrom's Axe, which raises the damage on my unstable wall of elements, which is something I use quite often. It's almost a spammable for me. And then I run so that's a 2-piece set. No, that's a 2-piece set because it's a 2-handed weapon. That's how that shit works. So that's my weapon. Now, for my head, primarily, I got 2 different, and I'm glad I changed my class like this to where I don't run 2 5-piece sets anymore. I run a 5-piece set and a monster set since I got, you know, the Oaken Soul ring, and I run the Maelstrom weapon. So I get an effect from a bunch of different shit. Now my monster set is the Kragita. That's the one you get from Coral Airy. And when you hit a heavy attack, it put this big whirlwind on the ground that does lightning and physical damage for however many goddamn seconds it's out there. You did a heavy attack and it lets it out right in front of you and it moves forward a little bit and it gets a little bit bigger. So, like I say, spectacle. It's a big white whirlwind, kind of like that big crab, that first crab you fucking fight. Just that big swirl. Does lightning and physical damage. You hit them with a heavy attack, crack, and you can do that every 20 seconds. I like it. It works for what it works, whatever. I hit my heavy attack and that shit happens. Some shit pop up on the screen. I'm fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? So I got that. And what else I got? Ice Furnace. Ice Furnace is my mainstay. I've been running Ice Furnace for years. Years. You know what I'm saying? I've been running Ice Furnace for years. And the fact that I run a frost bill, just why would I run anything else? I don't know the difference. I don't know the damage difference between me running this and running the frostbite. I'd have to look up a video or somebody. I'm not going to try to do the math on all that shit. Or somebody comparing the damage output from running frostbite or running Ice Furnace. I run Ice Furnace. I've been running Ice Furnace. I got the frostbite set. Don't trip. But I never really ran it. Because you get this little percentage on this, and then you get this percentage on that, and then I'm just like, I don't know what the hell that adds up to. I don't. Frostbite, boom, you get flame damage anytime you do frost damage. And it's simple as hell. It's simple as hell. It's right here. Put it right here. When you deal frost damage, deal an additional 1,097 flame damage to all enemies within 8 meters. 8 meters. So it's a AoE, you deal flame, whatever you do, you deal an additional 1,000 damage. You know what I'm saying? That's light attacks, no matter what the fuck. You deal an additional 1,000 damage right there. Right on top of whatever else you're doing. That's it. Whatever, you can figure that out however you want to do it. Plus, you doing that damage to anything in the area within 8 meters. So it's you do you hit one enemy with a flame with a frost attack. Boom, light attack. You know what I'm saying? Just light attack. Boop, you hit it, and then everything in that area lights up with a number on its fucking head. I don't know. I like that. Like I say, it's for the spectacle. You know what I'm saying? To where I hit a motherfucker, boop, and then everything, it just numbers start popping up all over the goddamn screen. I'm sorry. I like it. And that applies to everything I do. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a cap on that because I don't do nothing but I throw out so much frost damage. I throw out so much frost damage at one goddamn time that it only procs once per second. So it's only, it ain't, and I don't think it's per cast, or else that would be fucking ridiculous. Cause I throw down my unnerving, boneyard, then I hit my fucking unstable Wallace elements. I might throw down the ultimate. I do all that shit all at once, just bloom, 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 bloom. And then you got the effects of that shit. If everything was giving off that 1,000 damage individually, that would be fucking ridiculous. It would be fucking ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. So it's just, whatever you do, it's just 1,000 per tick per second. No matter how much you throwing out there, you still doing your extra damage, but you only getting the extra damage for everything in that area because you hitting everything in that area for 1,000 extra damage, flame damage, which, you know, you can do the crit. Because it's funny when you hit a motherfucker with an ice attack, boop, that flame damage click, and motherfucker catch on fire. That shit, it's funny. I'm just like, oh shit. So I got that. And what else? What else I got? Other than that, the ESO ring, and I think I got a piece of training gear. So you get that one piece bonus, health or whatnot, which I don't. I got divines on all my armor. I got divines on all my armor. And max magica on all my armor. I don't have max health because the way the passive works, one of the passive works on Winter's Embrace, is that if you under 30,000 health, you get that damage bonus. If you got an ice staff, you get that damage bonus to your frost abilities and shit. And if you're above that, you get resistances. Since I'm a DPS, you know what I'm saying, I don't add all that goddamn health to have me over 30,000, give me a bunch of, no. I think I'm at like 27 now. That's fine enough. Because at a lot of times, it, you know, it really don't fucking matter. Because, you know, I got high resistances on this class, and you, no matter what the fuck you doing, you die like shit just anyway. You know what I'm saying? You do. You die like, pff, just the hell. So I got that. And I do have an alternate, monster set, which is, let me see if I can get it. Prior Theoric. I got Prior Theoric. You get that from the Veterans Silver Rose. Red Paddle Bastion. I think it is. Red Paddle Bastion. I think that's his. The veteran for that. And it does the same thing. It does almost the same thing. You hit, except for the heavy attack that the other monster does. This is when you do a skill that leaves an effect on the ground. It leaves a shadowy whirlpool, a shadowy whirlwind, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like red and black. It just swirls around. It looked like something that would be with like the Nightblade set or something like that. It don't fit the aesthetic of my fucking build. It don't. But I had it for a while because I hadn't done core area yet. The only thing about that I don't like is that it said when you do an effect that leaves shit on the ground, it doesn't trigger with Wall of Elements. You know, it doesn't. No, when you do an area of effect. When you do an area of effect, you know, like, yeah, you do an area of effect and it doesn't trigger with, God damn it, unstable wall of elements. It doesn't trigger with that. Now, if you got like the bloody torch, or not, well, just the torch in general, if you got that, I think it'll trigger with that. And it'll trigger if you use like trample like I use. If you use trample like I use, it'll, you know, you throw that out there, boom, it'll trigger with that. If you it'll trigger with the Colossus. You do the Colossus ultimate, bloop bloop bloop. That motherfucker come hit the ground and you'll see that red whirlwind pop up underneath where he hit. And it'll stay there for like 7 seconds, do like 11,000 damage or some shit over that amount of time. It'll trigger with stuff like that, but I don't think it triggers with anything that I laid down on the goddamn ground. Like the ground effect shit, it didn't. But I don't know. You know, you have to like do some shit to see what it triggers with. Which you know what you know, and the good thing about that is if you hit a motherfucker at distance with it, it'll trigger underneath the enemy. Now the Kagiti, whatever the fuck it is, the one from Corollary, you know, the big one, it just you got to hit a motherfucker with a heavy attack, but that boom, that starts right in front of you and moves forward. So if you're gonna use it on a big boss, or like a dragon or any kind of big boss, you got to run up to the boss, pop him with a heavy attack, and then back the fuck up. Can't just stay off up in there. Now that does give a benefit, but it doesn't give like a good benefit because anybody standing inside that whirlpool, I think it reduced the cost of their stamina and magical shit by like 10% or something. But I mean that's not something somebody gonna fucking notice. It's not. It's whatever. It's just something. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. It's extra damage. That's all it says. It's extra damage. And I'll fucking take it. And it kind of fits what my shit is doing. And it gives me that extra element that I needed. Because with my gear, with frost, with ice furnace, I get fire damage with that, which I'm constantly doing. Heavy attack with that build. Because the other one, Protheoric or whatever the fuck is, that does physical damage. Kagita or whatever the hell, that one does lightning and physical damage. So I still get my lightning, I got my frost, I got my fire. I got all that shit in my kit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not doing a whole lot of goddamn lightning damage, but it's some in there. So if I know I'm going up against something that I can use lightning against, then I know, you know, to work on my heavy attacks and get that shit in. And I get all that in with still just having my frost attacks. You know what I'm saying? All my skills is frost attacks. Even my one skill that I got that ain't from a class is trample. I got chilling trample. It's frost. And that's the one that come with it does hemorrhage. I got mangle on mine. So my chilling trample, which you gotta wind that bitch up and that motherfucker, your mount take off and hit whatever the fuck's in front of it. It's a big wide ass path too. And it deals status effect. I know it does sundered. I think. I don't remember all this shit. Matter of fact, I'm sitting here on my screen. Let me just look at it. While I'm trying to think, I can just look at this shit. It does chilling trample, blah, 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 blah. It does 12,000 frost damage to all enemies. And okay, Minor Mangle for 20 seconds, reducing health by 20 seconds. Minor Mangle. So as soon as you hit them, 10% of their health is gone right off the top. You know, right off the top. Now, it affects them with some status effects too. I'm trying to see if it's on this tooltip here. And it's not on the tooltip. It's not, it's not. Why it's not on the tooltip, I have no idea. I never noticed that. I'm always looking at the describing thing where it tells you that it's on there, but it's not on here. But it does hemorrhage, concussion, and sunder status effects. So, and those do damage right up front by themselves and damage over time. So you add that. You know what I'm saying? It just, man, you know, it's just like, you know, that, you know, that's why it's still in my kit right now. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's another one that chilling explosion is another one. Chilling explosion is another one that you could pick one of them goddamn scribing things, and it's like three goddamn it's three fucking status effects in the thing by itself, and that one has burning. I don't know. It got three of them. I used to have both of them on there, but I couldn't keep all of them. I couldn't keep them. You know, I got to pick. I got to pick. I can add it back in there and switch some shit around. I got one extra space where I can take one out and put something back in. But that one is a killer. It does more damage than this shit. That's like an ultimate by itself. Even this is like an ultimate by itself. Shit. And sometimes I look at shit and I be like, man, but those chilling explosion, it says it's a 2-minute cast time. That shit take about 4 seconds to cast. It does. That shit that you gotta sit there and wave your arms around and do all kind of stupid ass shit before. I mean, and it say 2 seconds, but it's way more than 2 seconds. It's way more than 2 seconds. I get staggered out of that shit so much. It's fucking frustrating. But the thing about it is, if you hit them with that chilling explosion or whatever elemental explosion, whatever element that you pick, especially with mobs, you hit them with that, blop, they fucking down. You know what I'm saying? You got the damage from that, which is probably about 20 grand, plus the status effects, which do damage on their own, plus shit over time. It's just, they done. You know what I'm saying? For clearing mobs and shit, they done. The only thing I can say is the best way to get the bang for your buck out of that is if you running like Surface Disdain, which adds 16 seconds to your status effects, which means if you hit a motherfucker with burning, it's gonna burn them for 20 seconds instead of the regular 4 seconds. And that's the same for hemorrhage, make them bleed for 20 goddamn seconds, or anything else you hit the status effect, poison. Instead of poisoning them for 4 seconds, it's gonna poison them for 20. It's just, Surface Disdain is one of my other staples. That's gonna be on my other class. Not my other class, my other character that I have. You know, my other character that I got is, I use him for crafting or whatever, but he ain't how I just gear him up just for the hell of it. One day I'll have to do something where I'll use that other character, and you might as well have him geared up, ready to fucking go. And he's probably gonna end up being a poison character, so since I got a magical character, I use him as my other stamina poison character, and have him just ready to, ready to go. Have him ready to go. So yeah. But I took that off. It's easy enough for me to just recast a bunch of stuff. Like the one trample that I got, I run that enough to where it's not like I'm running that every 20 seconds. This is when every chance I get, as soon as that shit dissipates, I'm running it again. So I'm probably gonna keep that up pretty decent anyway. Not that you really have to worry about that shit. Like I said, you run trying to optimize your damage and keep everything 100% efficient. It just ain't fucking necessary. It's not. If you run in those groups where people think like that, yeah, it's necessary. But if not, regular, normal shit, no, it's not. It's not necessary. What else? Oh, I wanted to go over my little stats right quick. If I can find them. Let me make sure I'm my food ain't ran out yet. I got 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes on my food, baby. Character. All right. Maybe hopefully I don't drop my phone this time. All right, so this here show y'all my screen here. So this is my, I don't even know, my eyes is blurry, so y'all will see this shit better than I can. So that's my little character there, my little frost mage. And just the FYI, of course, he got the blue ice skin on him, but he's a Nord, but he looks like a Red Guard. Well, of course, y'all seen me, so I picked Red Guard. This character was a Nord at first. I picked race change, right? I picked race change, and they changed it. They changed them to make him look like a Red Guard, but my race perks are still Nord. I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm not, but because I'd rather have the Nord race passives or whatnot than the Red Guard. But anyway, this is what we got here. And while I'm dropping shit on the ground, Max Magica, 30,000. Max Health, 22,000. I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was like 27. I can't see. I can't see where nothing. Maximum stamina, 15,000. This shit look low. Hold on for a second. Give me 1 second. My food is still on, ain't it? Let me make sure. Nope. They said I knew it. Hold on 1 second, man. I knew. I was like, wait a minute, this ain't right. Because I just looked at it. It said 10 minutes and it just ran out. I got to do this shit with one hand. No. Come on now. I done raised the graveyard in the fucking city. I'm glad that ain't. All right. Where's my food? There we go. Eat that tribe, whatever the fuck I got. All right, this is this right here is a little, and of course, I got a wire controller, and the wire is always wrapped around my fucking leg. This is fucking irritating. I don't know if it's more irritating than having your batteries always dead. I don't know. All right, so this is what we have here. Maximum Magica, 35. Maximum Health, 27. That's more what I thought. Maximum Stamina is 19,000. And a lot of them numbers, I have no idea what the fuck they mean. I really don't. Like this shit over here, I don't know if this is good or not. And I've been playing this game since never. Maximum Recovery, 694. I don't know if that's good or not. Health Recovery, 410. That seems a bit low, but I don't know. Stamina Recovery, 607. Is that good? I have no fucking idea. And you get down here to this shit. Spell damage, 3,900. Spell critical, 35%, 35.6%. That's the chance. That's the chance, which I thought was going to be higher than that, since I do have the Thief Munderstone. I got the Thief Munderstone plus Divines on all my shit, and it's only 36. That's quite disappointing. And Spell Penetration, which is 3818. I thought my shit was higher than that, but that was my last build I had. My last build had like 11,000 penetration. It was fucking ridiculous. Weapon damage, that's the same. It's the same as the spell shit. So yeah, this is it's a resistance 24. I don't know if that's good. Physical resistance 23. I don't know if that's good. Critical resistance. I don't know if any of that is good or not. I tell you what, that critical resistance don't mean shit. Because I die in PvP. Be dying in PvP before people even finish they goddamn animations. You have a motherfucker run up to you where you trying to get the daily bonus, so you just getting into the PvP shit just for that. And then, motherfucker run up to you and you just drop dead. You don't see that motherfucker do no actions. Raise his weapon or nothing. He just run up to you, glance at you a little bit like, and you just go. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here with this. That's why people don't like playing PvP. That's why people don't like playing PvP. That shit is fucking ridiculous. It is. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm not finna dedicate no whole goddamn bunch of my resources and character slot or whatever the fuck just for that shit. I'm not. Anything else on here to go over? I don't think it is. Yeah, all this don't really mean nothing. All this is just overall stance. Oh, my character level is... What is my character level? Let me look and see. 2025, I think it is. Yeah, 2025 is my character level. Show you how much I pay attention that I had to look all over the screen just to find it. It's right there in the fucking corner. Yeah, that shit don't mean nothing to me. It really don't. Now I got the Oak and Soul ring, so I got all these goddamn bonuses over here, which is exactly what I needed when it comes to Elder Scrolls Online. You got to think, damn near since day one, I've been trying to figure out how to play the game and not deal with no goddamn boss whopping. How can I minimize that shit? They came out with the Oak and Soul ring. I was like, this solves my problem right here. It gives me it keeps me from having to swap bars, which I didn't want to do to start with, and because I'm always on the wrong bar for whatever the fuck reason. And then it gives me a fucking bonus. It gives me all the buffs. It gives me all the goddamn buffs. Well, most of them. Yeah, that's a win-win. So yeah, I got about 4 Oak and Soul rings in my bank. I got about 4 Oak and Soul rings in my bank. I'm just like for my other characters and shit. So yeah, I'm not fucking with no other mythic. I got that mythic and that's it. I'm not going unless the next any mythic that would make me change. That would have to be fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be fucking awesome, and I don't see it. I don't see it. Why my character is so tiny? I gotta zoom in. But right now, since the sun is just starting to come out, I've been up since like 3 in the morning. I'm getting ready to run, do my writs on this character here. I did my other writs on my other character. I only got 2 characters that I do that shit on. I'm not one of those people that do all that shit on all these different characters. I got one character, my day 1 character, and then I got this character here, which took over for that one. A few years back when the Warden first came out. Because I played all those years on the Dragon Knight and didn't like it. The more I played on it, the more I didn't much care for the Dragon Knight. And I've had other characters. I've had every character on every class, level all the way up and all that. I've tested them all out. But the Warden was the one I kind of stuck with because it was one that I paid for. And now my class is made of the shit that I paid for, which, like I say, it kind of just set up like that because those are the only ones that actually had the frost damage skills and stuff that I wanted to maintain my class identity, and it just so happens to be the Arcanist and the Necromancer, and those are the classes that I paid for, and those are the only classes that the only characters that I have. All the rest of my characters got deleted. The only characters I have, other than my day one character, is a Necromancer and a fucking Arcanist. That's it. I got four characters. You know, my former main character, which is a Dragon Knight, my main character I play with now, which is a Warden, and then I got the Arcanist and the Necromancer. And I don't even play with the Arcanist and the Necromancer. It's nothing for them to do. You know what I'm saying? I like to have all my shit on one character, which is something that upset me. Because even right now, my main character that I don't play with anymore has done shit my main character now hasn't done. And I'm in the middle of redoing shit. Like right now, at this point, I gotta redo the Daggerfall Covenant. You know what I'm saying? I've done everything else. I gotta redo the Daggerfall Covenant. And I gotta redo Rothgar. And I gotta redo Clockwork City. I think everything else I've done. Everything else I've done with this character that I have now. Some twice because my previous character has done a bunch of this shit. Like Murkmire. I just did Murkmire. I finished Murkmire a couple of days ago. That was my third time doing Murkmire. I do not even like that shit. But just completionist, because one of the characters I did this shit on, I don't even have anymore. So I did Murkmire again. Didn't like it again. I just did the Reach again. And I know that was my third time doing the Reach again. I do not like the Reach. I do not like that landscape or none of that shit. I don't like it. So I did that. I got to do Rothgar again. I got to do the Clockwork City again. I did Vardenfell twice. You know what I'm saying? I did all not the Covenant, the Ebonheart Pact. I did all of that. But a bunch of that shit I did twice, except for yeah, all of that shit I did twice, except for Black Marsh. Not Black Marsh. Is it Black Marsh? Whatever. The little Argonian place down there. I did that one once. You know, with this character here, because my other character never made it down there. He got to Deshaun, finished that, and didn't get to doing the other shit. So I'm getting to the point where I got, on my main character I got now, all this shit is gonna be complete on one character. I don't want to have one character have a character I want to play with, and he ain't got no missions done. He ain't got no fucking way shrines. You know, none of that shit. It just no. I'm not. I don't want to fuck with that. Which is why I was upset. I was like, why don't y'all give us and I think I did 2 videos about this shit, about a token for a fucking class change. I'm like, why don't y'all have class change token? Y'all got a token for everything else. Class change token. And then they came out with this. And I was like, well, okay, well, they kind of fixes it a little bit and blah, blah, blah. Now that I actually got into the subclass, I was like, well, it kind of fixes everything, because everything that I would have done on the other classes, I got in this class. So I was able to pull what I was going to do from the other classes, the Necromancer and the Arcanist, and bring it into this. Because I don't use all you don't use all the skills from the goddamn class. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled the skills that I would use. I got the skill line that I would use. The little skills, the passes, bring them over. The other one, blah, blah, blah. The skills I need, from that skill line that I use, because I ain't a tank, I ain't a healer. So man, you pick that one skill line, you got the skills you use, boom, you bring that shit over. It was only a couple skills and not even all the passives. So that 2-point shit didn't really matter a whole goddamn lot. Didn't cost as much. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was trying to activate the whole goddamn skill line and get all the passives and all that other shit. Nah, I don't need that. And I don't even need it now, because once I do a respec, the first skill that you pick, because you have to pick the first goddamn skill, and that's not even what you're gonna use, because both my skills in both of the classes was the third skill. You know what I'm saying? It was the third skill. So I had to get all the way to level 20. I had to get all the way to level 20 before I can activate that third skill. I didn't have to activate nothing. There wasn't nothing else I wanted out of those skill lines other than those one skills, because I got other shit I got to put on there. So yeah, I was like, shit, I got it all in one now. Can't beat that. Now I don't have to switch classes. Now I got all in one. I didn't see that right from the start. I don't know why, but I guess you have to get into it to kind of think about it. So now I got it all in one. I got an Arcanist, Necromancer, Warden, all in one. All classes that I paid for, I could play with them all at one goddamn time. And just so happened, all my shit synergizes, except for that black ass squid arm that I shoot out there, but it does frost damage, so I can deal with that for now. And everything fits. Everything fits. At least for now it does, until they decide they want to change some shit. And it's whatever. You know, at that point it's whatever. They start changing some shit. You don't know what they're gonna change, since, like I said, it might be some nerfs coming. It might be some overall enemy difficulty coming. Because, like I say, motherfuckers is running through shit like it ain't nothing. I don't know if they gonna up the difficulty on the shit we already have, or just up the ante on new shit that they bring in. Because I did a couple of world bosses on the Solstice Island, and yeah, they burned through that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They burned through that too. I was just like, okay, well, now I'm pretty sure if you was in there by yourself, you get your ass handed to you. But as far as, and there wasn't that many people in there either, and it still got burned down pretty quick. I didn't have to do much other than try to keep up to where the boss was, because the boss was moving around pretty goddamn kind of gnarly like. I'm like, goddamn, you dashing over here, you dashing over there. I'm just like, shit. So you got that. But overall, I am updated. I am happy with the update, because they added not so much for the content itself, because the missions and all that other stuff ain't much different from anything else we've done. They added the little dialogue shit down there at the bottom. That don't mean shit. It really don't. They trying, but you know, that really don't mean nothing. I have to appreciate a lot of stuff about the game, like the voice acting and the animations for the characters and all the other shit. You have to appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get this kind of quality on a bunch of games when it comes to the voice acting and shit like that when you're doing these goddamn missions, especially since they emote and move with the conversations and shit like that. I mean, I'm assuming that takes a bit of effort to do, like I'm doing right now when I'm talking. My hand is moving, my head is bobbing, and all kind of other stuff like that. And generally, that's what the characters do on here when they talking to you. They not just sitting there like nah 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 nah. Yeah. So they got that shit in the game. I got the little furniture box. I put that in a couple of my houses. I didn't have as much. Well, I was able to clear a bunch of shit out of my bank. I think I only had like 67 pieces of furniture to put in there. But 67 pieces of furniture, when you put in that box, don't seem like a lot. But 67 pieces of furniture in your fucking bank, is a fucking lot. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the kind of the space shit with the Ritz. They got the little thing that where the Ritz ain't supposed to take up any space or anything like that. I've gotten some of those when I was doing my Ritz, but I just put them in the bank. I hadn't seen how they are arranged in the bank or nothing like that. Because the Ritz I just sell. I don't do Ritz. I do the provisioning Ritz. I'll do the enchanter Ritz. All the rest of that shit, oh, no, I'm not fucking with it. I do those 2 easy Ritz, and all the rest of that shit, I sell those and let other people deal with that stuff. I've tried to do a couple of those Ritz, and it's just, and I got maxed out fucking crafters. Both of my characters is maxed out craft wise, and I'm just no, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always, I'm maxed out craft wise, and it's always missing something. It's always missing something. I'm like, what the hell is this? I've been playing this game since day one, 11 years or however the fuck long. And you mean to tell me I ain't got none of this? None? Or I ain't got enough of it? Nah, man, get the hell out of there. I'm not bothering with that. You're not for to have me up in the goddamn guild store looking for some goddamn weird ass ingredient that if somebody's gonna try to charge me a fucking arm and a leg for. Nah, hell no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I just sell those. You know, I just sell those. I got the crafting just in case I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like my crafting gear, they come out with a craft gear, a craft set or something like that, blah, blah, blah. They come out with one. I'll be able to get it. I'll be able to go and make it. You know what I'm saying? And basically all I do is when I'm bored or whatever the fuck, I ain't got shit else to do in the game, I'll just run around and just pick up, you know, the little nodes and shit like that with the plants and the ore and all of that. Just do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll just do that. You know, just boom. I'll go to the starter islands, the little starter areas. You go to those areas, they the spawn rate and the amount of that shit is more than any other goddamn area, I think. Maybe Craigloin got a lot where you can just run around and just mine and pick flowers and you can do all that shit. Yeah. And I got so many goddamn crafting surveys, it is fucking ridiculous. I got so many goddamn surveys, it's fucking ridiculous. And I just keep collecting them. I never fucking do them. I keep waiting for that one event to come. I wait for that one event. It's one of those that, and you can't sell those, which is bullshit. I think you should be able to sell those. Cause I think the jewelry ones, I don't think I'm fucking with the jewelry ones. They not the same as the rest of them where they show you a part of the map and other shit. The jewelry ones got some other bullshit going on where I'm not fucking with that. It's just I run enough dungeons and kill enough random shit because everything gets deconstructed. I'm not one of those people that just sell shit. I deconstruct everything except for white gear. The regular white gear I sell. Green and the intricate shit and the blue and the purple, all that shit gets deconstructed so it can get added to my little box, my little sticker book, sticker book, and then boom. Because I still gotta do that shit. I think it's a bunch of shit that I don't have in my sticker book because, of course, there's a lot of shit that I collected and got rid of and all this other shit before the sticker book even came along. So there's that. I don't know how they would do that shit retroactively, but I think when I go through Glenumbra, I should have a lot of stuff added to my sticker book. So I think that's it. I'm finna do my Ritz, turn on my YouTube and sit here for a while and enjoy my Saturday. play me some goddamn ESO, run me some dungeons, and I might I got a little bit of questing I gotta do. I gotta find some goddamn. I'm having trouble running across waste shrines on Solstice. It's not a big island, but I think I only have 3 waste shrines on there, which is weird. Much as I've run around that island, you think I would have ran across more than 3 waste shrines, but I finished the goddamn story. I finished the zone story. I still only got 3 waste shrines. I feel that's a bit odd. And I know it's more than 3 waste shrines because I see the goddamn bar on there. I think it's like 7. So I'm missing 4. So I don't know. I might do some Thieves Guild shit today too, since I've been avoiding that. Ember is the only person I hadn't. I got to do a thing for her. I got to do a heist. And I didn't want to. I did the Thieves Guild shit once on my other character, and I don't like doing nothing that requires you to do anything in stealth on this game. That shit is just whack. And I'm right at the beginning of the goddamn. I'm right at the beginning of that line that I have to do on this character, and I just do not want to do it. But I think I'm gonna have to force my way through it. So I think I might do some of that today, but we shall see. Oh, look at that! About to drop it anyway. I guess that just says that it's time to go. I'm gonna catch y'all later.